Hi, this is Jerry Sumter, and I just wanted to make a quick video to offer a couple of suggestions for line quality when starting a drawing. And I'm sort of new here. In fact, this is my first video making a YouTube video. Let's see if I can get it straightened out here. So the main thing I wanted to bring up today, something I find a lot of times with students who are looking to begin a drawing, and if they're not exactly sure of the proportions or where they want to go with it, they will start with really, really heavy lines. And what I wanted to demonstrate here today is just how simple it is to begin with light lines and to give yourself a kind of a visual map of where you want to go with your drawing before committing too heavily to really darker lines and eventually tone. So this is not going to be any sort of super well developed drawing, but I wanted to just give you an idea of how lightly I start things out. And I just picked subject matter today of some leaves. So you can see I'm just getting the general forms down of where I want my lines to go. And as I'm a bit more sure, working out the flow between where my final lines will go. Very lightly. And you kind of want to, you're oftentimes we tend to forget about things when we're looking at drawing lines, but we really want to focus on the sort of musicality or the musical rhythm between lines. One of the things that Leonardo was really excellent at was perceiving the connection between forms. And if you've studied some of the Renaissance artists, you'll find that that was something that really took off. Rhythm and flow between forms is very, very important to carry a drawing. So here I'm just going to start in toning a little bit. You've noticed that my lines aren't really super well defined. I tend to define my lines based on necessity. I'll keep them light unless I don't need to, rather than the other way around. I find a lot of times people will get into difficult situations when they begin really clarifying a line when they're not really sure how dark it needs to be. It sets up a couple problems. One, of course, is that you're then trapped with that line precisely where it's at. And number two, you're trapped with the value of the line. And if you start really darkly, that means that the edge on both sides of the line are required to be dark. And that's really not where you want to start. So I'll just sketch a little bit more here, so you can see where I'm going. I apologize that this is kind of off center when I set this up. I haven't done this before, as I mentioned, but I didn't realize that the camera placement had slipped. But I figured that since I'd done this, I'd post it anyway. I'll do my best to zoom in better and place the drawing in a better scenario. So I'm just going to speed up here so you can have an idea of where I would take this. Again, this isn't going to be a really highly finished drawing, but starting out lightly, I just wanted to show you how easy it is to carry something to more dimension and allow for the eye to move through. You know, we really want the eye to be able to flow through a drawing, different parts of a drawing. If we have really harsh outlines that trap us into small shapes here or there in the drawing, then that's pretty much what happens when that's the experience of the drawing. Then we sort of experience little trapped spaces. And we want the eye to be able to move through along the lines, along the sort of implied lines. Sometimes they're not lines at all, they're simply implied. But we want the eye to be able to continue moving. And when the eye feels trapped, we begin to feel more of a sense of a loss of rhythm, flow, movement. So it just translates pretty directly. I'm just going to shut up for a moment, and I do zoom in at the end here so you can see a little bit more of the specifics. And again, next time I'll make sure that the camera is a little bit closer. And so there you go. Thank you for watching.